Scream Queens.
Welcome to Screen Queens.
Where two comedians watch, review, and gossip about everything on your screens.
My name is Beck Charlotte, but here you can call me the Big Beck, and I'm a comedian, writer, radio host, and your new best friend.
And I'm Alex J. I am a comedian, writer, and podcast producer, and also your new best friend. We're a throuple now.
Welcome.
Welcome to our first ever episode of Screen Queens.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. We're going to be chatting about everything across all screens of all sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're dropping 2 episodes a week.
Yes.
So today, this is a pop culture episode. They're going to be dropping every Monday. We're going to be talking about everything going on in the world that's exciting and fun and pop culture. And then do you want to tell the people what's happening on Wednesdays?
So Wednesdays will be our review episode. So we'll be reviewing everything on your screens, from movies to TVs, all the way down to TikToks. That will be Wednesday's episodes.
And any other screen that fits in between that, you know?
All the goddamn screens.
Those like advertising screens that you see at bus stops. We might even chat about that.
Sure, if there's something cool and sexy on one of those, we're going to talk about it.
Do we just get into it then?
Let's get into it. What have we got on the agenda for today, Rebecca?
I mean, we have to talk about the Super Bowl, even though we are 2 girls in Australia.
I know. It's somehow the Super Bowl still came across our desks.
Yeah, I feel like particularly for any international listeners, the halftime show makes it to us. The game, not so much.
I did not know there was a game around the halftime show until last Monday, if I'm being honest.
You are like the American calendar, so it's halfway through in Feb. Okay, you guys just do things differently on the other side of the world.
I mean,
it's
good
the
for
halftime
you.
of the year.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what they're celebrating. I don't know why they do it on a football field. That seems weird, but
Americans be Americaning, you know? They love that shit. It was okay. So this Super Bowl specifically to me was honestly just one of those rare events where there was just something for everyone, right? Every walk of life had something to tune into.
They've gotten so good at that in the past. I mean, with Rihanna last year, my God. And then Gaga it was Jennifer Lopez the year before that. And then I think Lady Gaga.
Unfortunately, I think you're missing probably one of the best halftime shows that have ever happened, which is the one with Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige.
My God.
Millennial fantasy core.
Yes.
Times a million halftime show. I think that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one kind of missed me a little bit. I think when there's not like just one feed dedicated to 90 videos from the same person, I get confused what it's about.
Confusing. But yeah, in this one we had obviously the football. So all of your football fans
Go
satiated.
Chiefs.
I guess. Who were the other one? The 49ers?
Yes.
I only know that because my partner was going for the 49ers.
Not the Chiefs?
No, he likes to buck the trends.
Okay, so he fucking hates Taylor Swift.
I guess so. I am engaged to a raging sexist.
Oh my God.
So you had the actual football game itself. You had Taylor Swift being there. So obviously there's
Ice Spice?
Ice Spice was there. Blake Lively.
Lana Del Rey.
And then you had, Usher's halftime performance. All the millennials got something as well.
Yes. I mean, Usher gives something to everyone.
Doesn't he?
In a way.
Doesn't he? Shall we talk about the game? I heard it was a big nail biter. No, never mind.
No, like good on them. They won.
They've got enough podcasts talking about the actual game. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is not our, dare I say, ballpark.
Well done. All right, let's talk about the halftime show then.
Yeah. First of all, what's your history with Usher?
I didn't want to get into it. There's some legalities around it. I'm not allowed to talk.
Okay. Did you like rush the stage or something? Tits first or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Puss first, but
again. I would love to know
the mechanics.
He's like on all fours just backing up. That's actually the most terrifying way, I think, to travel. All fours backwards.
I deserve to be arrested after that. That was correct on their part. Usher, love Usher. So I was literally 17 years old when the song Yeah came out.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
Yeah, so it was like 17 years old, obviously, fake IDs, getting into the clubs. So yeah, it was the club anthem of my just going to clubness.
It still plays in clubs.
Does
I'm
it?
very
I
sure
haven't been
every
for
time
a while.
I mean, I have been in a club in the last 2 years at some point, pretty much on accident.
That's crazy. You never told me about that.
Just well, never on I'm 30. Never on purpose do I end up in a nightclub. It's always like everyone's having drinks, and then a young person says we should kick on here, and you go, oh okay. And
I can do that. I can still do kick-ons.
yeah, and then you get in there and
Surely.
you're like, oh no, it's smoky. My asthma's acting up, but the music is like all the same. You've still got like your early 2000s R&B. That's how powerful early 2000s R&B is.
I will listen to nothing else. Any Spotify playlist is early. Literally, that is my search term. Early 2000s R&B.
It was such a like great time for the genre, and because I remember like watching Missy Elliott in like 2004. The Loose Control music video was on repeat.
Oh, I just had a visceral reaction.
I hadn't done drugs, but I was like, I think this is what drugs feel like.
Yeah.
I think this is what they're talking about.
I'm there. What's your history with Usher?
Very subtle. I love it. Again, early 2000s was like, oh my God, this is again drugs, I'm pretty sure. And I always just like liked him, was never obsessed. I remember the song Caught Up particularly struck a chord with me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I really like that. And he also featured in a couple of Step Up movies, which
Did he?
yeah, well his music did.
Oh.
He could have though. You could tell everyone that he was in 3 of the Step Up movies and people would be like, yep,
Okay.
makes sense.
Mhm.
He's a dancer. The love for him was really reignited when he was in the movie Hustlers.
Oh, I never saw Hustlers.
Oh, it's fantastic. The EP was Lorena, I can't remember her last name, but it's Bo Burnham's ex-girlfriend. Scandal.
Ex-fiance.
Oh, yeah, they were
I think
engaged.
They were actually engaged.
Oh.
And then he got famous. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
for another day.
And she was also the EP on Inside.
Inside his COVID special.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And then after that, all of a sudden dating Phoebe Bridgers.
Whoops.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Big success. All of a sudden date someone younger, different.
That's crazy.
Unheard of behavior from men.
Keanu Reeves would never.
He would fucking never. Look, if you are brand new, I mean, it's our first episode, of course.
Yes. But we did have a previous podcast for quite some time.
4 years.
4 years.
For the brief period of 4 years called Dude Cinema, where we watched all the movies that dudes told us we had to see.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, that got taxing. That actually, we got over that pretty quickly.
It was a lot. But we watched them all and good. Tick, done.
Yeah, turns out real the same. But we love Keanu here. We're big Keanu
Real hero of the
stans.
podcast, and that's definitely going to come through to Screen Queens as well.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, so I was like, this is a cool guy. And then everything I've heard about his Vegas residency is like, it's all for the fans. It's like, he just like reignites women who've been in dead marriages. Their entire sexuality comes back just through watching his performance.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar to when we went to Vegas together and watched the Backstreet Boys residency, and our sexuality was reignited.
Oh my
as
God.
well.
So you just took me back again to another frenzy moment where I was like, I'm glad security was there.
Yeah.
Because when you watch fans on TV, you're like, they're crazy people.
Yeah.
But then when you're there,
Yeah, I get the Elvis and the Beatles
yeah.
pandemonium now.
I might run up pussy first on all fours backwards and try to touch him.
See, I saw it more as a pussy first.
Oh, okay.
Just being led by the
Just
pussy.
humping forward. I mean, security, there's only so fast you could go. Security could really, really catch you quite quickly.
They did. They fucked me up.
They're probably like, this woman's having a seizure.
Okay. Yes. So sorry, Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Just long story short, you touched Nick's hand.
Kevin's
Sorry,
hands.
you touched Kevin's hand, and I made eye contact with Nick.
Yes.
So we get it.
We get it.
We get it. I guess just general thoughts. How do we feel about this halftime performance?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really liked the effort that went into it. I thought it was really different from Rihanna's halftime show because Rihanna is an artist.
Yes. True.
The true definition of an artist and everything that she does. And it was so simple and was all about like the cameras and like creating like an entire vision. Whereas this felt like it was for the people in the stadium as well.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there were rollerblades.
The roller fucking blades.
Did we know that Usher could blade like that?
That's the point where I was like, I'm in.
Ah.
I think he learnt specifically.
He did like a Bradley Cooper for Maestro. How Bradley Cooper spent 6 years learning how to conduct one song.
Dude, shut up.
Usher spent 6 years learning how to blade one song.
At least rollerblading is something we can all enjoy.
Yeah,
though.
true.
I'm so angry about that conducting thing. I was like,
I don't believe it.
you know?
I don't believe it.
For audio
Anyone
listeners, I
can-
did the jerk off
Oh, yeah,
motion
true.
with my hand.
That's a good reason to plug our YouTube. There will be full
We'll be
episodes
jerking off.
on YouTube. We'll be jerking off Bradley Cooper, obviously.
Yeah, we've already been banned before the video is uploaded.
But what else is
Crazy.
YouTube for? Answer me.
But yeah, if you want to see our faces.
Yeah, we'll be up on YouTube. Full eps every week. And if you would like to see our beautiful outfits as well,
And you'll just have to go to YouTube to know what they are.
we're not going to tell you. Okay.
But the rollerblades, are like, watching rollerblading is just so enjoyable too.
It's gorgeous. It was stunning to watch. It was like, it literally like watching a beautiful synchronized choreographed swimming dance, but on top of land.
And also like a small amount, like that's the scary thing is like, it's on like a tiny stage.
I know.
So it's like you can't
It was very risky.
fuck up for a second or,
And he didn't. I was watching him with an eagle eye
yeah.
during that because I'm like, you know, I'm Australian. I love to see successful people fail. And I was watching just for any little slip up, any little like whoops or anything. No, it was
Nothing.
seamless. It was absolutely seamless.
Also, can we talk about, the guitarist, her?
Oh,
So sexy.
I was entranced. That's something, watching that guitar performance. And then she started singing as well. Like, okay, she's got a voice too.
I mean, you're like, fuck off.
Watch that just alone. You need to watch that alone. Do not watch it with a partner or any kind of romantic interest.
Not your boyfriend.
Because you're going to have some really uncomfortable conversations afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, why did you go to the TV puss first just then, babe? You know?
Backwards on all fours. When did you have time to learn that? I would have preferred if you learned how to rollerblade. This is really fucked up.
But her was fantastic. Okay, so this leads into a theory that I have. Well, it's not a theory, it's quite obvious, but something that I noticed. So Usher has always had, like, Michael Jackson has been his inspiration since day one. He's always said that. He's always claimed that. He performed at Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary concert. It was huge. And there were so many nods to Michael Jackson throughout this performance. And one, I think, has to be, so Michael Jackson would always have a female guitarist in his concert tours.
Really?
And it was usually this one guitarist, I can't remember her name, but he would always have female guitarists. And then I was just getting such MJ vibes throughout Usher's performance. I mean, he had literally one glove on.
one white glove, and it was like, okay, there's no subtlety here.
Yeah, it's everything but the moonwalk. And then to bring out the female guitarist, I was like, this is just a tribute act without saying it's a tribute act, because that's problematic at this point.
It's so hard because, like, I mean, Michael Jackson, I think, is the first person that we had to talk about separating the artist from the art.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's hard because the artist did so many bad things, but
So
the art
many
is
bad things.
really good.
Fuck. And also, just as a little, because I'm listeners, I'm a lifelong MJ fan from childhood, obviously not anymore. I believe victims, everything like that. But Michael Jackson was actually the first artist to ever do a big Super Bowl halftime performance.
Really?
Yeah, in the 90s. Before that, it was just like school, like children doing like dances. And
Like the AFL grand final?
like that, yeah.
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 With Meatloaf?
No, I don't even think they didn't even have it like celebrities or anything perform. It
What?
was purely like completely different. It was like a Winter Wonderland performance, and look at all these kids doing like lovely things.
So kids can say, I performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's just what it was for forever.
And then we took it away from them.
And then Michael Jackson took it away from
Hasn't
like-
he taken enough
like
from the
he's-
children?
taken many. other things. Well, we're getting in F1. We're getting in. I love it.
Look, and this might sound a little harsh. I was like, I would have preferred a wee bit more subtlety on the tribute.
Yes, I agree.
Just because it was like, wow. Oh,
Ooh.
oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's, yeah.
And we all approved this.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Super Bowl
production
crew.
team
approved this.
Yeah.
So.
And you go, okay, no, but I understand. Yep, I understand. He means, yep, of course. All right. And then it took like it was a minute of mental processing and then being like, okay, now I can enjoy it.
Yeah. And then Alicia Keys came out.
Yes.
Ugh. Never tire of seeing that woman sing that song live. Yeah. I mean, it was just absolutely stunning.
Have you seen the controversy of everyone being like, the first note she missed like the first note?
I did see that.
Shut up.
Who gives a fuck?
It's like, you can't sing any of those notes
at
all.
Kidding? And it was just that her voice kind of cracked on it. That's all. It's not like she went like, New York. Like she got the note.
Yeah.
She just warbled a bit.
Yeah.
But apparently the Super Bowl, like, so everyone saw that live. But then the actual halftime performance that has been uploaded to the internets has smoothed that over, and that crack doesn't exist anymore.
I didn't know that this is something that they do, and they have to do it all the time on SNL.
SNL. Did you see the J-Lo thing?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I mean, which leads also perfectly into something else we need to talk about. Yeah, the clip that went around of J-Lo's raw vocals.
From her SNL performance like several years ago.
No, over several different years. Not just 1 year.
I thought that was one performance.
No, over many years they've had to smooth over those live vocals.
Auto-tune, whatever you call post-production of music.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think is, I mean, for J-Lo, I have come like, hey, thoughts. But we're like, I think it's important sometimes that we do show it's like, it's not perfect when you sing live.
I would love that. That would ground them for me.
Yeah.
And make these people so much more relatable.
Yeah. It's someone's voice coming out of 100 different speakers. Yeah. Like the work that goes into making that happen. And
not even to just mention the fact that especially someone like J-Lo is dancing whilst performing.
Yes.
So, like, I can barely walk upstairs and hold a conversation, let alone sing perfectly whilst dancing. So I'd love to see the raw of that.
Yeah.
Before I watched the halftime performance, I didn't catch it live, but before I watched it on YouTube, I did see a lot of discussion online of a bit of a controversy around how intimate Usher and Alicia Keys' hug was at the end of her song.
Oh, I didn't see the hug.
There was just a hug. They finished the song. He's behind her. It's like it was a choreographed hug. He's behind her. He's like this. And then they like smile and like they're good friends, blah, blah, blah. So I saw a lot of discussion online because I think Usher only got married like 3 days before the Super Bowl.
Oh my God. Okay. Can I just, pause on this. I want to hear more about this. Men, this is the third time this year I have heard of a man scheduling something really big right before or after his wedding.
Nope.
Leave a week before and after at least.
There's 52 of them in the year. You have weeks to choose from.
Yeah.
What? He would have known about this halftime performance.
Dare I say the wedding as well. There was probably a bit of planning going into when that happened.
For a long time before either event occurred, right? There was rescheduling options, I'm sure. But everyone was like, oh my God, you know, like he just got married. His poor wife, 3 days ago they got married. And now he's up there like having this super intimate moment with Alicia Keys, right? So in my head before watching it, I'm like, I'm about to watch Usher and Alicia Keys fuck on stage, I guess.
Wow.
Like, that's how controversial this was. And then I watched it. It was like the tamest hug ever.
This is what happens when we let Christians online. No kidding. Shout out to any Christians out there. You can't, but this is the thing. You can't have a behind hug that's not intimate. Like,
yes.
Let me try one on you, but okay. So, what are we singing?
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made.
you can't do. Now you. Okay,
now we're
see,
married.
that was too intimate.
Now
Hold
we're
on.
married.
Let me try to do it more platonic.
Okay.
No.
No.
Oh, just shut your boom.
It's impossible to not be
Impossible. One more try. Okay.
Now it just feels like you don't want to be near me.
Straight into the camera in a way that was like a play school host. It's hard though.
Yeah, I think, look, we've done a study, we've done an experiment, and the hypothesis is correct. It's impossible to not be intimate in a behind hug.
And also, she was wearing such an elaborate outfit.
Yeah.
They would have had to plan how he was going to hug her. It's like she couldn't just
would have been
turn
fully
and do...
choreographed.
Yes.
What are they meant to do? Like, shake hands at the end of this? But yeah, Usher was great. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't really start grooving until about halfway through it for an Usher performance. I was very surprised he didn't open with Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, there's nothing else I could have said.
I saw that moment of you about to say, and you're like, I can't.
But
what else?
What else would I
Okay, we're
say?
doing it.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I was expecting a bigger start as well.
Yes. It was fun. It was fine. It was very sweaty, man.
I again, glad to see someone sweat on stage. Mm-hmm. How do they do it without sweating? I'm seeing Taylor Swift next week, and I guarantee she won't sweat the whole time.
Well,
we'll never see it.
That's lizard people shit right there.
I will not start the Taylor Illuminati conversation on this podcast, okay?
Ooh,
we
that's
can't
for the
go
Patreon.
there.
But like right now, I'm just sitting and I have a sheen on me. So of course people sweat during the halftime performance. That was very nice and real.
Yeah.
Overall, I didn't love it.
I mean, also Rihanna's was so sick. Like every time I see a video of Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime performance in the feed, I will stop and watch it.
Well, that's similar for me, but the Eminem, Dre, 50 Cent performance is like I've watched that at least 10 times over the last couple of years. I think it's just one of the best like concert experiences that you can have if you like that era of music. And so directly after watching Usher's one last night, I then watched the Eminem one as well, just to remind myself how fucking good it is. It's so good, and it's the one. Do you remember, it was so like important and iconic because, for one, it was the least problematic Eminem has ever been.
Proud of him.
So proud of him. So hot. So unproblematic. And it's the one where he took a knee during the performance.
Oh, yeah.
At the NFL Super Bowl. You know, Colin Kaepernick. So he took a knee and I watched it again and he held the knee for so fucking long, like
so
longer than was comfortable. It was, I love that one. And Mary J. Blige.
Oh my God.
Actual stunning woman in her 60s. Insane.
Nice. How old is Usher, by the way? He's got to be
he's 45. 40s. I looked it up whilst watching it last night.
I'm having to do that frequently when I see someone who was like the biggest, like they blew up in the mid 2000s. Yeah, when and then they're still performing. I'm like,
have you just stopped?
Oh my God. Yeah. What happened? What? Tell me exactly what happened so my back can stop hurting, please.
Well, you know what it is. It's lizard people again.
Alexia.
Should we move on to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, I am a Taylor Swift fan.
Yes.
And a later fan. I wasn't a fan originally, and in the past, over the pandemic, I came around to Taylor big time, and I love her. You are not a Taylor Swift fan.
I'm not anti-Taylor. She's never done anything for me in life.
Personally?
She's never
okay.
Taylor,
if you're watching.
Slid into a DM. No, she's just never, she's not my vibe. She's, I don't, like, I like her. I think I respect her. It's so funny. Every time I've noticed, like on podcasts and stuff, when people talk about Taylor Swift, they have to give like 20 disclaimers before giving any kind of critical analysis.
Yeah, because they will come for you. They will find you and they will come for you.
So here are my disclaimers. She's an incredible businesswoman. It's amazing what she has built. She's an excellent performer, lovely voice, but she doesn't do it for me.
Doesn't touch you.
No, she doesn't. I can watch from afar. I tried to watch the Eras Tour concert and got a bit bored halfway through. But that's because I don't have an emotional attachment to her history. And I kind of wish I do because it looks like a lot of fun.
And I'm really excited to experience
Yeah.
it next week.
Yeah.
Well, this week, oh my God, it's this Friday, literally.
Fuck, you're going this Friday. Friendship bracelets and everything.
I have made friendship bracelets and I have bought a specific outfit
Yes.
that
Which you sent to me. And I was like, oh, cool, knowing vaguely what the deal is with this consent. I was like, is that from her snake era?
I was like, it pretty much is her snake era. Yeah. Yeah.
I know there was a lot of dudes being like, we don't want Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. She's going to pull focus.
Bitch, your girlfriend will come because of Taylor Swift. This is the thing that I think it's great that she is a part of it because one, their revenue has gone through the fucking roof.
Genuinely.
And
Like, can you imagine how much they made from advertising at the Super Bowl that Taylor Swift was going to be at?
yeah.
The advertising rates would have gone through the roof.
And it's like finally daughters sitting down to like watch it with their dads. There was oh my God, have you seen, there was an ad of like a dad and daughter with a fraught relationship. And then he realizing that Taylor was coming to the Super Bowl, he bought her a number 13 jersey, which is Taylor's special number. And then they watched it together and they became friends and it was really sweet. And I was like, that's probably happening all across the nation.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing. As
Yeah.
much as it's capitalist and it's like it does help people connect. And
Absolutely.
like it's a crossover of genres. Well, also because it's like the halftime show for the past few years has definitely been for the gays. Like
Sure. Yeah.
it's like Gaga, Rihanna,
J-Lo and Shakira.
yeah, Katy Perry.
Yeah.
You've brought the gays in. Let the straights in.
Yeah.
Let the straight cis women in.
Yeah. Because
With-
we don't
with
have enough yet.
enough. Give us something, god damn it.
As we talk on a podcast. We are in no way censored from. But yeah, I agree. It's just like it was embarrassing to see the uproar from the football fans about it. It was like, you guys look so pathetic. It would be so much cooler if you were just up for it.
Also, like, I wish Taylor and Travis all the happiness in the world.
Yeah?
And I hope they're together forever. But if not, it's like, watch next year not be as exciting.
Yep.
Watch the ratings drop. Watch your girlfriend not want to watch it with you all of a sudden.
Absolutely. And I bet you your girlfriend made you some fucking excellent wings and snacks and cocktails to drink through the game. And watch that not happen next year.
Yeah.
And you're just back to Budweisers and fucking pretzels. I did see a statistic that out of the entire, I don't know how long the Super Bowl goes for, I'm say 90 minutes. It seems like that's a pretty standard time frame for most sports games.
90 minutes to 9 hours, anywhere between that.
Out of that 90 minutes to 9 hours, Taylor was only on screen for like 2 minutes total shots. Because every shot is like, I think it might have even been 90 seconds. Like every shot is just 2 seconds long. They're not like missing the game by watching what Taylor's doing in the box. So all of this uproar and controversy was over potentially just 90 seconds of airtime through the entire game.
God, and also, like, she's a blonde, white, vaguely Christian woman. I thought you guys would fucking love that.
That's, America, that's your whole jam
Yeah.
from what we understand.
I mean, everyone was stoked that Ice Spice was there. That was exciting.
That was
Honestly,
very
that
cool.
was, I was like,
That was very cool.
It is exciting to see Ice Spice anywhere.
I agree.
Because I'm like, what are you doing? She's like just such like a caricature and like interesting person and performer that when you just see her in the real world, you're like, what?
You exist?
You're real? You're not like a drawing?
You just go to things?
like crazy.
Nuts. Okay, we have to talk about Travis's behavior
Okay.
at the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl or a specific 30 seconds?
This is, I've never been icked so hard by a man I've never met. And I genuinely feel like, I mean, this is not a new take, but I genuinely feel like we watched Taylor get a little bit of an ick during this next moment.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, after they won, he goes up on the podium and he gets a chance. So the presenter's like, what do you have to say now that the Chiefs are world champions or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, this game happened in the 40s. What do you have to say?
what do you have for the people at home now watching?
Mr. Kelsey.
And I barely says words. He barely says words. He's like, I gotta go. And also, he's got a giant beard. Where did that beard come from?
That felt that because that's extra masculine. I think there's just a lot of masculinity shit happening around this game of him because he's so far in the public eye to people who don't follow football. He's been this super sweet guy who's come to her concerts, made friendship bracelets, very sweet and easy and feminine stuff. I wonder if this is him being like, no, now you see the real Travis Kelce.
I think this is my thing. I think him being like, this is at my show, my time, and I need to be me fully. And it's actually quite aggressive.
Yeah.
But so he gets up there and he's like, and you don't hear what he says. You don't.
It's muffled by the beard.
Muffled by the beard, and just like there's so much bass going on because it's just like his body is just pumped full of adrenaline and sweat and and he's like, Las Vegas, and you're like, oh, that's gonna. Okay, he just wants everyone to yell Viva Las Vegas.
Okay, because they're in Vegas. That's where
great. That was a bit
played.
Much.
Good for you.
The crowd's gonna yell it back, and this kind of weird interaction will be over.
Look, not everyone's good at a call and response. That takes skill, but
but then it continues.
It continues
another time, and he says it again. He goes, Viva Las Vegas. He's going red in the face. It's like a primal scream.
Babes.
Like Elvis's bones are shaking in their grave, terrified of what is happening.
Someone's summoning me.
And you're like, okay, so he's relaying. He's trying to get a chant going.
Sure.
Cool. And then you realize at the end of the second, and he starts the third Viva Las Vegas. Oh, he's singing.
The song.
He's singing. He's trying to get a feature on Taylor's next album.
That was his audition.
That was his audition. He's like, now Super Bowl's over. I got to think of my next step in the career.
Viva! Oh my God, dude.
Las Vegas. He does the whole chorus.
It was just giving like drunk, big, burly dude at a karaoke bar. It was embarrassing.
It was hard to watch. And her control over her face.
Do we want to do a little impression of Tay-Tay's face during that?
Okay. All right. No, I sing to you and then you sing to me.
Okay.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas!
Yay!
The
That's
control
so good.
is crazy.
That's so
good. She didn't even crinkle her nose a bit. She kept that
you could not see my real feelings during that.
Yeah. Just the eyes. The eyes would have gone dark.
Because he's the captain, right? That's when you do big rousing speeches. That's when you're like, we'll thank everyone who got it. And they had us in the first half, all that kind of stuff. And what he chose to do. I think he's just a big, beautiful, dumb man.
Yeah. I think he's sweetie patootie to Taylor.
Sweetie patootie, and I think he was just like, I just want to sing.
Yeah. He's like, I'm on the Super Bowl. I'm dating Taylor Swift. I can literally do anything. I was like, be careful. Taylor has said that about men before. And turns out not to be true sometimes.
Something else that I think deserves definitely a good mention for the Super Bowl is Beyonce dropping 2 new singles halfway through it.
Yes.
People are saying that she is bringing the cunt to country. Fucking love that.
As Australians, we love that.
We do. And I love country music. Her daddy lessons from Lemonade is just incredible. I'm so excited for this. But how bold to drop 2 new singles during the biggest televised event in America.
It seems to be the time to drop stuff because the Wicked trailer dropped in it as well.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the Wicked trailer?
I mean, all I want to talk about is how much I love Bowen Yang. If you don't know who Bowen Yang is, I will be talking about him several times in the future. SNL cast member, comedian, and host of the Last Culture Races podcast. I know you shouldn't recommend other podcasts,
Hey,
other pop culture podcasts while talking about pop culture, but fuck me, him and Matt Rogers are a team. But he is in the Wicked movie playing Fanny, and I just love him, and everything he touches turns to gold.
Genuinely.
He's in the trailer for 3 seconds, and I rewound it just to watch his face turn around once and be like, oh my God, he nailed that. He nailed that. This is going to be magical. Couldn't care what happened the rest of the time.
What did you think of the trailer in itself?
It's good. I am pissed off that they are doing it in 2 parts. This movie has been shooting for 2 to 3 years now.
What do you mean 2 parts?
So the movie there's part 1 and part 2. And
What?
they're dropping part 1 in November and then part 2, question mark as to when that's coming.
Oh, Dune style.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm really fucking over this part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just trying to take my money at this point.
Yep.
You're literally just trying to take my money in a cost of living crisis.
Rude.
Fucking tell the story. Also, it's like, it's already a musical.
It's a musical.
Oh, like, and this is the thing. If fucking Martin Scorsese has taught us anything, people will sit for 3.5 hours for a movie.
Absolutely, especially if it's something that already exists and this is a remake of. Right?
Make a 3.5 hour movie for the girls and gays, for fuck's sake.
They wouldn't. They couldn't. We don't have the attention span.
I just would rather that than the 2 parts.
Yeah, that's really weird. That's the first I've heard of that. I don't like that at all.
They did it for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse as well,
Oh.
which was so annoying because I was really getting into it. I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a part 2. I was like, this is a great movie. I'm loving this. And it gets to like the tension point and then it goes to be continued. It's like, don't blue ball me like that.
That's so rude. That is so rude.
Now I'm like, cool, I have to wait another 2 years to find out what happens. Now I don't care
Now
that
I
much.
don't care by then. Exactly.
I care about this and I like this. I don't care that fucking much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got very upset just then, but it just,
I agree. Sing it.
I don't like it. It bothers me.
I'm with you. I support
What
you.
did you
in all
think
your
of the
endeavors.
What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was very interesting in that we only heard singing in the very last second of the trailer.
I think because they're trying to keep it, because that is like, everyone wants to hear that song,
Yeah,
like in full.
So you don't think that they're doing what they did with Mean Girls, where they pretend it's not a musical, and then
people sit in the cinema and go, "What the
what the
fuck?
fuck is happening?" Okay, yeah. So you think that's the juice, that's the prize that everyone is coming for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I also think since it's coming out in November, it tells me there is a lot of editing to be done on this thing.
Yeah.
Which will include re-recording vocals and putting together musical arrangements and everything. So I think that may have been the only part of it that they were confident enough to put into the trailer.
Yeah, interesting. I'm nervous for it. I'm nervous for how it's going to go because we have seen recently that musical stage shows don't always translate well to film.
Yes.
And which we saw with Mean Girls. And then you have the actual, like, musical theater nerds are almost
Vicious.
crazier than Swifties. Like, they're so connected to their favorite shows. They know everything off by heart. Like, the expectation is huge. I myself am one of them. I mentioned in a Patreon a couple of weeks ago. But when they made Les Mis into a movie, it was the worst experience of my life.
Oh my God.
It's actual tragedy that I felt. But I did. Like, I love Les Mis, grew up obsessed with Les Mis. They put it into a movie and it was no good. And I was just so devastated that this would have been so many people's first experience of Les Mis and it would put them off from ever seeing it live in, you know, the proper version. So I wonder if Wicked fans are a bit nervous about how transition's going to go. I'm very interested to see what the public reaction will be.
Yeah, me too.
Do we want to talk about Ariana?
Something my mother and several of my high school teachers and primary school teachers told me, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. So
Okay.
that is all I will say on the
Ariana Grande, Ethan Slater.
situation. No, don't. I'm going to...
Did you see that red carpet interview?
Yeah, yes.
Where he's
and
talking
again,
about
I
Wicked?
don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say it.
I mean, talk about fucking icks. They handled it with so much love and care.
Keeping it. I'm zipping my mouth up.
Okay, I have one more thing to say that doesn't go with your mother's life advice.
Yes. Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Ariana's look lately makes a little more sense now that I've seen the trailer.
Yes.
Like, okay, she's dressed like Glinda.
Yes.
Glinda?
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know if this is promotion or something to get her to still have the blonde hair and the no eyebrows out in public. But it's, to me, she's in like her Uncanny Valley era. Like, it's just she looks like Ariana, but she doesn't look like Ariana.
Yes.
It's really strange.
I am very interested to see and listen to her new album, Eternal Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and to me was on the nose because of the behind the scenes situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I also really hate I think because celebrities are really disconnected from their social media and the world at large, all of them seem to be cottoning on that the internet is a mean place now. And everyone's like, you can't listen to the haters. And I'm like, it's not 2016. We fucking know.
Yeah, yeah.
And this whole discourse of like them being like, the comment section is mean. I'm like, yeah, I look at it every day.
Isn't that the entire genesis of the comment section was to be mean?
Right, and celebrities being like, people are coming for me specifically. It's like, no, you can put up anything on the internet and people have mean things to say about it. It's not personal.
It's not specific to you. This is not a unique experience.
Yes, and there's so much media coming out about it and being like, I'm not listening to what other people think of me. And it's just like, to me, it's like, oh, this is a bit unaware.
Yeah, and also to me, it's like sometimes they're not haters. It might just be actual interesting critical thought that people are placing onto your work.
Yeah.
Just because someone doesn't like something you do or says, has critiques about it, that it's not inclusive or whatever, like that's not haters talk. Maybe people are just giving you feedback.
Yeah. Perhaps in some
And
cases.
my feedback is that Ariana looks weird and it makes me uncomfortable right now.
I'm interested to see because the art for Eternal Sunshine looks very specific to her look.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a bit more like high art and less pop than her other albums.
Interesting.
But yeah, fascinated to see what happens next.
And before we finish up today's episode, we just wanted to touch on the fact that J-Lo's visual album
is out. As we are recording this, it has become public. We have not seen it.
Yes. But we'll talk about it potentially on next.
I think we have to.
Week's app,
it makes me
gather your thoughts. There's no rush.
I do not hold ill will to J-Lo. Okay? She's a very hard worker. And
sounds like a Taylor Swift disclaimer, but yes.
Yes. I mean, we also what happened to Iowa Debris this last week of what she said on a podcast. And not that I ever imagined seeing myself on SNL, but
hey, a girl can dream.
It's a lesson to all of us. I am anxious because a visual album is a very high concept thing. It's very involved. It's very difficult to pull off. The only two people I know to have done it successfully is Beyonce and
me,
the band, and you. What was your visual
album?
album?
Never published, but it was pretty good.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, you keep going.
Send me the Dropbox link.
I will.
I'd love to see it. Is it you just reenacting the Saltburn final scene?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I would love that.
It's very high concept, very high art.
But Beyonce and the band Jungle, who did that song back on the 74 that went viral on TikTok. That's the only clip that went viral, but the whole album is visual and it's absolutely stunning. Everyone should go look it on YouTube.
Yeah, wow.
The performers in it are absolutely amazing and the album is fantastic. With J-Lo, she has a lot of hits, but overall, I have not seen like a concept this broad from her.
Yeah, no. I don't understand what she's going to do with it. What's it called?
This Is Me Now.
How do we feel about that title?
I mean, it's hard because it's like this is me now. You're dating the same guy you were in 2001.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what do you mean this is me now? This is also you in 2001. Like, you look the same.
You look amazing.
Which is the, a big, like, fucking fuck yeah for J-Lo.
Yeah.
She looks the same as she did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She's with the same guy she was with 20 years ago. And, like, I love her music, but she's not a big, like, evolution person artist, like, say, a Beyonce, where her music changes drastically album to album.
Yes.
So what do you mean this is me now? This is me now brackets, but also the whole time.
It's all, and also the album is all about her journey with love. And I'm like, but that's from Made in Manhattan to Marry Me. Apart from a great amount of income and difference, I just have, I'm curious. But
I have to ask, like, is anyone genuinely intrigued by Ben Affleck's love story?
I don't want to know more.
Like, it's Ben Affleck.
The more I find
Dunkin'
out,
Donuts guy. With a fucking phoenix rising tattoo on his back.
We should have left it at Goodwill Hunting, and then I didn't really want to know any more than that.
Do I want to see an album about their love story?
No. I think she's going to talk about her truth a lot, and there's going to be a big voiceover portion similar to Beyonce of like, now what are you going to say about me at my funeral now that you've killed me?
Oh.
I think it's going to be of that vein, and it will be about truth and self-truth.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a journey.
Of course. There's got to be a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well, that's our pop culture wrap. Let us know all your thoughts and feelings in the comments.
On everything we spoke on.
Ad-free episodes are available on our Patreon. And if you want to hear Wednesday's episode right now, you can go over to the Patreon and listen to it there.
Yeah, early. Every Sunday afternoon, we'll upload ad-free versions of both episodes for the Monday and the Wednesday. And every fortnight, we have very juicy, very exciting extra episodes uploaded onto our Patreon as well.
Where we talk about our personal lives.
Our personals.
Where we stop ragging on these celebrities and we spill our secrets.
And we start ragging on ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
For our first ever episode, we hope you liked it. Remember to rate, leave a little rating, leave a little review wherever you're listening to this.
And let us know if there's anything that you'd like us to talk pop culture-wise for future Monday episodes.
We love you.
Love you.